Yay!
So lesson worksheet 127. This is what it looks like.
124, 125, 127, 129.
Yeah. What did this say?
Oh, I know Wednesday. Oh, change from $1 to $20. I got it. I mean, Sam, you dropped your paper, Carly Thomas.
Calling time. Stop calling me by my last name.
I'm not. Wait, what?
Watch this in my.
Where is it? Where is it?
Page 191A. 131. 130.
We're actually almost in that page anyway.
Okay, 127.
I'm looking for it, but I can't.
1, 2, 3. I got it already.
Oh, found it. This is easy. Once we start class,
Miss Lucius, the multiplies is what Darla has, but she needs a notebook for it.
multiples.
Multiply.
Oh. I don't know this one here.
But once you get to the multiplies, we're gonna get a new folder.
We're gonna be in third.
All right. All right. So if we look at page 127. So whenever you go shopping to the store, usually you have, your money that you'll be spending, and everything has a price, right? How much it costs. So if you go to the store and you have $1 to spend at the store, and you find something that's less than $1. So say if you go to the store, you're shopping, you find something that's $1, and it ends up in the thing. I'm sorry, you have $1 and you find something that costs, let's say 40 cents, right? So you have a full dollar, one whole dollar, and the thing that you're buying costs 40 cents. Whenever you pay for your item, you give the cashier your dollar, right? But did your item cost a full dollar? No, it only cost 40 cents. So what should they give you back?
Money.
Your change. They should give you what's called change back. Your change is how much they owe you left from what you did pay for. So if you go to the store and you spend $1 on something, and you spend 40 cents on something and you had $1, you should get change back, because the change is how much you will get back from that dollar that you spent. Okay. So for example, let's look at the items in your book. You have a milk carton, you have a pencil, a ruler, a notebook, a juice, and an ice cream cone. And so we'll practice how we will find each item. How we will get the money back from each item. So remember, whenever we are counting by tens, we say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. When we count by 25s, we say 25, 50, 75, $1. So keep this in mind whenever we figure out how to do change. So let's look at your first item. So we have the milk carton on here. Okay. How much is the milk carton worth?
40 cents.
So the milk carton is worth 40 cents. And how much money do we have again?
$1.
One whole dollar. So if I buy the milk carton for 40 cents and I have $1, I should get some change back, right? Yes, because I did not spend the full dollar. I only spent 40 cents of my dollar. So to figure out how much money you would need to get back, we simply just count what would be remaining. So we spent 40 cents. So I'm going to say 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 $1. How much money should you get back in cents?
$6.
60 cents. Because that's 6 tens that are remaining. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 60 cents is what you should get back from that dollar. Okay? Or you could just count. So say you know that you spent 40 and then finish count 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $1. So that means I need 6 dimes, which would be 60 cents that you would get back. So put that for number 1. Your change would be 60 cents.
Wait. Miss Lucas, your voice is rough.
Mm-hmm.
And now you know this.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's look at number 2, the pencil. How much is the pencil worth? 20 cents. So we have $1 and we need to figure out how much money I would get back. How much change would I get back from 20 cents? So count. So you have 20 cents, then count how many more cents I would need to get to $1. So you have 20, so you count 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $1. So that's 8 fingers. That means how much money? 80 cents. You will get 80 cents back. So from 20 cents, you will get 80 cents back.
From I'm just gonna start. Okay. Oh.
All right, look at number 3. We have a ruler. The ruler is worth how much?
25
cents. Okay, so now this is where we're going to use the 25s, 25, 50, 75, $1. So if we have $1 and we use 25 cents, how many quarters would I have remaining? How many would I get back? 4 quarters equals $1, and the ruler was worth 1 quarter. So how many quarters would I have left? 3 quarters, and so 3 quarters is how much money? 75 cents. So your change back should be 75 cents.
This is easy. This is cheap. This hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go use the restroom?
All right, next we have the notebook. That is how much? 90 cents. Now this one should be pretty easy. From $1.90, how much money should I have left? 10 cents. Go ahead and put 10 cents.
10. Miss Food is that's cheap.
Yep.
Nobody wants to buy that notebook. Who want to buy that one? Me. I want to buy it for $1. I already bought it. How much money does Food?
Okay, number 5 is the juice box. The juice box is 50 cents. Now that should be another easy one because 50 and 50 make $1. So if I spend 50 cents, how much change should I get back from 50 cents? 50 cents.
15. This is on our own already.
I'm not taking it now.
Miss Food, my tooth is losing, it's almost coming out, but it hurts.
Okay. All right, next we have the ice cream. How much money is it worth?
75.
So remember, 4 quarters equals $1. So 75 cents is 3 quarters. How many quarters should I get back?
25.
Which is 1. So 25 cents is my change.
This is backwards. 25, 50, 75, 80, 60, 10. This is almost from ice cream.
Okay, so do y'all have these done?
Yes, ma'am.
127?
Yes.
So this is how we calculate change back from $1. You basically have to count how much would be remaining after you spend a certain amount. How much money would I have left over? Okay, so when you do it with the 10s, you just figure out how many 10s do I have remaining. And whenever you have the 25s, you just figure out how many quarters what I have remaining, how many I spent, and how many. So remember, 10 dimes is $1, 4 quarters is $1. So if you have 50 cents, that's 2 quarters, then how many quarters would I have left? 2 quarters, another 50 cents, okay? So your change is always, for this one is determined by whether it's 10 or 25. Now it does get a little more complicated whenever you have dollars and change mixed in there, but right now we're just figuring out how much change we have from the dollar. Okay, so go to your very next page in your book, which is 127A, your work page, and let's look at number 6.
Number 6. What is it? I know how to do this. That's on 28. I know how to do this. I think we're gonna have to do this. This is easy.
All right, so whenever it comes to finding out the fraction of something, there are 3 words we can use. We can use certain, being that when we are certain about something, it means that we are sure, 100% sure about it. We have likely, which means it couldn't happen. It could be either or. And then we have impossible, which means it will never happen. So look at the bag of marbles that we have here in the bag. Is everybody on the right page? 127A, the next page. Okay, so they have what color marbles inside of that bag?
Red, yellow, green.
Red, green, and yellow, right? Those are the different colors of marbles they have inside of the bag. So if we put our hand inside of the bag, right, which color are we most likely to get? Most likely means we could get the color, we could not get the color, but look at it closely. Which color do we have the most of in the bag?
Red.
Red. So when I say what color am I most likely to get, which color would that probably be? Red. So put red on that line by number 6. Most likely we'll get a red because red has the most. We could get red, but we also could not. But more than likely, because red has more, we'll probably get more red.
The red is probably shiny. No, that's fine.
Okay. Next one. It says which of these colors are we least likely to get? Meaning we probably really won't get that color.
Green.
Green. Why would we least likely get green? Because there's only one. So we could get one. Likely means we could or couldn't, but we're least likely, meaning probably not, we will get a green. Which colors are we certain we will get?
Yellow.
Yellow.
Wait, that's and green.
Green and red, because those are the 3 colors that are inside of there. Yeah, they doesn't have that question on the book, but I'm just saying it. We are certain we'll get either a red, green, or yellow. Now, what color is it impossible for us to get?
Green. Yellow.
But there is a green in there. How is it impossible? Which color would it be impossible to get?
Red.
Meaning it can't happen at all.
Yellow.
Yeah.
Nothing. Red. Nothing can be.
Let me see, because we're just yelling out any answer.
Nothing can be impossible.
Gray.
What would be? What?
Gray.
Gray, you said? Yeah, gray would be impossible. There's no gray in there. Right? What would be another impossible color we could get? Black. You can't say it'll be impossible to get red when red is in there. Impossible means it will not happen. If we put our hand in the bag, we probably will pull a red. If we put our hand in the bag, we'll probably pull a green or a yellow. Impossible means it will not happen. So like Camille said, gray, yeah, that's impossible. There aren't any gray in there. So it's absolutely impossible for us to pull a gray. Orange, that would be impossible as well. So when it comes to impossible, it means something that could not happen. Okay. All right, good. Let's go ahead, and I had some on the board, but let's work them out on number 7. So let's start with the facts on number 7. I had some on the board we were going to do today, but since we have some in the book, we'll just do it in the book. So let's look at 671 minus 34. I'll give you a minute to work it out. Show it to me on the screen after you work it out. On number 7, go ahead and work out. I'm sorry, it's 486 minus 79. I was looking at the wrong one.
400. Are we doing so? Are we trading?
I can't tell you that. You have to know if you have to trade or not.
Serious. Do the other ones?
No, I only said do 486 minus 79.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
It's not what I wanted to do. Yes.
What are we doing?
Number 7 on page 127. We're working the facts.
On the bottom.
Yes.
All of them. Yes, already. You said yes.
I didn't.
I know. I'm done. Yes, I'm I'm not.
All right, so let's look at it. 486 minus 79. Who wants to walk us through how to subtract this one? All right, go ahead, Josiah. Tell us what to do.
So, yeah, I don't know what to do.
That's 2 quarters.
I can't see it.
It's in your book on number 7. Yeah, just tell us how you did it from your book. You did it on number 7?
No, I didn't know what page we were on.
We're on 127A. Anybody else has it done? You want to explain it? How to
9
subtract?
plus 9.
Oh, you got
plus,
it now? Okay.
Yeah, 9 plus 8 equals 17.
Wait, no, number 7. 400, the first one. 486 minus 79.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We can't do 6 minus 9.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to take 1 from the 8 and then it's 7. And then add the 1 to the 9 and it's 16.
Mm-hmm.
So
So then 16 minus 9.
7.
Okay, 7.
7 minus 7 is 0. And 4 minus 0 is 4.
You know that?
Okay, so he said 486. That was the first one. Just for anyone who's not in their book. Minus 79. So he said 6 minus 9 we cannot do. So we need to trade from the very column right before. You cannot go all the way to the 4. You trade from the column that's right in front of it. So I can't do 6 minus 9. So I take 10 from 8. It becomes 7. And I add that 10 to my 6. It becomes 16. 16 minus 9 is 7. Then 7 minus 7 is 0. And 4, we'll bring that 4 down. There's nothing there. So it should have been 407.
Yeah. You don't want that. I don't know.
What?
Yep. Oh. It's almost.
Did you read all of the clues?
That's my name.
It took. All right, let's look at the second one. 359 plus 78. Anyone wants to walk us through this one? 359 plus 78. Okay, go ahead, Harlan. 359 plus 78.
I didn't know we were supposed to do that.
Oh, sorry, I didn't tell you how to do it.
8 is
Well, we could just do it together. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
18.
Try again. 9 plus 8. Count again.
Oh, I can just do something right now.
9 plus 8. You got it?
17.
Yes. So how do I show 17?
Put the 7.
Okay, what do I do with the 1 from 17?
Put it to the 5.
Okay, put it above the next column, which will be above the 5. Okay, what do I do next?
Add it up.
Okay, add it up. Where am I starting?
1 plus 5.
1 plus 5 is
6.
okay. Then 6 plus 7.
13.
Okay, how do I show 13?
Put the 3
3, where does my 1 go?
on top of
Next column, good. And then what do I do?
1 plus 3 is 4.
Good. So my answer should have been 437.
Yeah.
Yeah? Did everybody get that?
Yes.
All right, let's do the third one. $4.17 plus $3.95. Did y'all add this one up or y'all need time to do it?
I didn't add it up. No one
We add this
Y'all didn't
one
add
up.
it yet? No.
I didn't add it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give y'all a minute to add this one up.
Wait, she did?
I did not.
Oh. And just got done. I did that fast.
Okay. Oh, we have a lot of time today, so go ahead, okay? That's great.
Can I do the other one too?
Right here.
Can I do my other?
All right, let's go ahead. Anybody wants to walk us through this one? $4.17 plus $3.95. Okay, Camille. We're gonna see.
I think they have water right there.
Somebody lunch bag, gotta be. Okay, go ahead, Camille.
See nothing?
7 plus 5 is 12.
Okay, how do I show 12?
Put the 2 under the 5
Mm-hmm.
and put the 1 over the next column.
Okay.
1 plus 1 is 2,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 plus 9 is 11.
Okay.
That's not my one. That's
Put the 1 under and put the other 1 on top of the next column.
And I taste it. His hand is
1 plus 4 is
She
5,
just did that.
and 5 plus 3 is 7.
I mean, she really did that.
8.
8.
Good. So it should have been $8.12. Good. Everybody got that?
Yes, ma'am. My business. Oh, boy.
He's not. All right, let's go ahead to the last one. $6.18 minus 74 cents. It has the 0, but that 0 stands for it's no dollar, so it's just 74 cents. So $6.18 minus 74 cents. No, I didn't. I told you earlier that we didn't have that this week.
So we don't have to do language?
No.
Wait, no language.
Yeah, I'm not taking it right now though.
She always said that.
I said a lot of things, but apparently we aren't listening because y'all asked me the same thing and that's it. Oh, okay. Okay, well then don't. We are wasting time on things that are not important right now. I've asked you to do this fact. That's what I need you to do. Mm-hmm. Okay, anybody's ready to do this one? $6.18 minus 74 cents. Okay, go ahead, Evan.
8 minus 4 is 4.
8 minus 4 is 4.
1 minus 7, you can't do that.
Can't subtract 1 minus 7.
So take 10 from 6.
Take
and
10 from 6.
And it becomes 5.
It's 5. Add that 10 to the
1.
It becomes
11.
Okay.
11 minus 7 is 4.
4.
And 6 minus 0 is 5.
Not 6. That's a 5. Now it's not a 6 anymore. 5 minus 0 is 5. It should have been $5.44.
Yep.
So we have Did you do 127?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Awesome.
I'm not ready for this.
I don't recall asking that. All right, let's go over a few multiplication facts up here. I have a few on the board we'll go over. All right, so 3 times 4. Anybody has an answer for us? What is 3 times 4? So that's 3 groups of 4. 3 times 4. Josiah?
12.
12, good. 2 times 2, that's 2 groups of 2. 2 times 2. Carly?
4.
4. 2 times 10, that's 2 groups of 10. Camille?
20.
20. 5 times 3. 5 groups of 3.
15.
15. 9 times 100.
I know this.
9 times 100, Harlem. 9 groups of 100.
900.
900 and 6 times 5. 6 times 5. It's like counting by 5, 6 times. Serenity, 6 times 5.
I know.
30.
30. 6 times 5 is 30. Good. So remember, this is called multiplication. We usually multiply when we're trying to when we're trying to add so many things at one time. We just multiply so that we can get a faster answer. So just like when we learn addition means we're adding, like 5 plus 3, whatever. The opposite of addition is to subtract. When we take away, we're losing. So if I did 5 plus 5 is 10, then 10 minus 5 is 5. Those are opposites. So when we learn multiplication, the opposite of multiplication is what we call division. Okay? So we'll be learning a little bit of division. You'll learn a lot more in 3rd grade. We'll just kind of do the basics of division. Okay? So division means to divide. That means I am splitting something in half. Or, yeah, we'll say in half today. We're splitting something. We're breaking it down. So when we multiply, we're building it up to get more. But when we divide, we break it down into a smaller number. So division means to divide, where we break it down, okay? So the symbol for division is this. This means division, this symbol here. We know multiplication means the X, plus means the addition, the minus sign means to subtract, but this symbol here is called the division symbol. So when we divide something, that means we are splitting it in half. We're breaking it down in half. So today we're going to divide by 2. So what that means is when I have 18 divided by 2, that means when I split 18 down the middle, just because when I split it in half, that means I'm putting it in 2. So I have 18, but I want to put it in 2 groups. I'm dividing 18 by the number 2. So we've kind of done this already before, but now we're just doing it as like actual division problem. So 18 divided by 2. So what number would I get if I split 18 in half equally on both sides? What would 18 divided by 2 be?
8.
9. It will be 9. 18 divided by 2 is 9 because 9 times 2 is 18. So when I split 18 in half, I have 9 on both sides. So 18 divided by 2 is 9.
9.
Yeah. Well, 9 plus 9 is 18.
I'm just using my math thing.
All right, let's look at 16 divided by 2. So what that means is if I say 16 divided by 2, meaning if I split 16 in half, how many would I have on both sides? 16 divided by 2 would be what?
Oh, I know. Am I the only one raising my
I'm trying
hand?
to see.
I'm raising my hand.
16 divided by 2. That means I'm splitting 16 in half equally. I'm splitting it down the middle. How much would I have on both sides? Serenity?
8.
8, because 8 times 2 is 16. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. That means I'm splitting 16 in 2 pieces, which will be 8 and 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 14 times 2. These are double facts. Anyway. 14 divided by 2. So if I split 14 in half, how many would I have on both sides, Josiah?
7.
7.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
Yes, it's like double facts. 7 times 2 is 14. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. Split it in half, 2 pieces equally.
No. I'm looking at 10.
12 divided by 2. If I split 12 in half, 12 divided by 2 would be, Camille?
8.
Not 8, because 16 divided by 2 is 8. So 12, if I split 12 in half equally,
6.
6, it will be 6. Because 6 times 2 is 12. So 12 divided by 2 is 6.
I don't get it that much. I get it now.
And all you have to do is, like, if you don't know how to just figure it out, so whenever it says 10 divided by 2, what you can do is, if you know, if it's kind of hard to figure out, you draw 10 things, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then as you look at it, you split it down the middle. And when you split it down the middle, you should have the same amount on both sides. So 10 divided by 2 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. See, it's the opposite of one another.
This is easy. It's just
8 divided by 2. So if I have 8 and I split 8 equally down the middle, I split 8 in half. 8 divided by 2. What would I have? 4. Because 4 times 2 is 8. So 8 divided by 2 is 4.
I'm on my paper. Me too. I just need a job. What the?
Next, I have 6 divided by 2. So if I have 6 and I split it down the middle to split it in half, 6 divided by 2 would be what? 3.
3.
Because 3 times 2 is 6, so 6 divided by 2 is 3.
It's right. Why did you say out loud?
4 divided by 2. If I have 4 and I split the 4 in half, how many would I have if I split it down the middle?
I know this now.
Okay, Camille?
2.
It's not mine. That's hers.
Just throw it away. That probably is.
Yes.
4 divided by 2, yes, it's 2. 2 times 2 is 4, so 4 divided by 2 is 2.
I knew it. I know. Oh, this one. You count by backwards. It's
2 divided by 2. I have only 2 and I split it down the middle.
One.
How many would I have on each side? 2 divided by 2 would be
I
what?
know this one.
1. Because 1 times 2 is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1.
You have to do this if you want to study it.
Okay? So these are examples of division. This is the only division we'll do. We won't go into anything else. Like I said, you really learned that in 3rd grade. But I'm just introducing it to you. Division means to divide. When we divide, we are breaking it down. We're splitting it. Now, we did by 2, but you can divide by 3, by 4. Then eventually you'll go into like with the remainder of. That's a whole nother side of division. So dividing means to break down. So we have multiplication where we're building, but then we have division where we are breaking it down. And so we did divide it by 2. All you're doing is splitting in half. That's it. Dividing by 2. So you'll see that on your workbook page today if you hadn't done it already. If you did, then I'm sure you saw it already. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and look at, go to your page 128A in your book. We're going to find what's called the area. So we find perimeter. Remember, we talked about it on Monday. To find the perimeter, we measure each side using centimeters. Then we add it up. But today we're going to find what's called the area of a shape. So it should be 128A. It'll have some squares on. It's not 128. It's lesson worksheet 128, not A. Just 128.
This? Oh. Where is it? This was again? Oh, I found
No,
it.
it's the one before. You don't have it in there?
After it?
Yeah, right there.
Wait.
Sorry, it's 129. Sorry, y'all. Lesson worksheet 129. 129.
I'll be fast. Oh, I did see that page. Oh, it is in our book. I'm scared. have a heart attack. They're gonna be here after school. Yes, I see those.
You didn't do number 2, right? You didn't even read it because if you did, you would have filled in the graph. And don't just color it. You need to read what it says.
Wait a minute. I'm just gonna look at this book full of names. That's how you found that. That's how you Church. Where? That's not imagination.
Okay, y'all have the page 120. Let's go 129. It should have the squares on it, the shapes.
This page.
What is that on there?
I know.
This version, I don't know how many. And this. Look, I found hill and whisk and whisk.
All right, so we are going to find the area of a shape. So if you remember last week, we learned what's called an array. Everybody remembers the array, right? Well, how many square units, meaning the squares that are inside. So remember the number here is always how many rows you have, which in this case, it will be how many rows? 3. And then the top number is how many are in each row, which is also
3.
3. So whenever we do this one, this will be a 3 by 3 equals 9 square units. What that means is it's a total of 9 squares that filled up the shape. Okay, so area is basically the same thing. When we find the area, it's the same thing. Like how many square tiles, square units did it take for us to fill in the shape? That's what finding the area is how much square tiles were inside of it for us to figure out what it is. So it's basically the same thing, but now you'll see it as area in your book, okay? But it's the same thing that we've been doing. But now it's going to say area. It's not going to say, tell us the array. It'll say the area, okay? So this is area. This is what the word area looks like, okay? And all the area is how many square units are inside of the shape. How many square units total? You find out your number of rows and how many are in each row. Multiply it, that's your square units. So let's look at the first square we have. Okay? So we are going to say, I'm going to draw it out first and then you're going to fill it in. Because it's not filled in for you. So I'm going to do it here and then you're going to determine it like that.
Wait.
Okay, so let's look at the first one. Okay, first we find out how many rows we have. Then the top number is how many we have in each row. So this is for the number 1 in your book. Okay, you don't have to draw the squares. You don't have to do it like me because you have stuff inside of the box. I'm drawing it for you. You'll just fill in what's missing. So let's look at it. So when we look at our number on the left, how many rows do we have? How many?
2.
2 rows. Okay, we have 2 rows. And how many square tiles are in each row? 4. Okay. So inside your box, it says number sentence.
2 times 4.
So our number sentence will be how many rows, which is 2 times, how many are in each row? 4, and that's a total of 8 square tiles.
8 squares.
That's what you should be writing on the line. So the area of this shape equals 8 square tiles. The area is simply how many square tiles total it took for you to fill in the shape. And in this case, it was a total of 8.
2, 4, 6, 8.
That's number 1, guys. This is number 1 I just did.
It's behind you.
Okay, so then where did you get 41 and 42 from? That doesn't make sense. And you didn't even do the bottom.
Miss Fugents? Can't hear you.
Okay, so thank you. Yes, now we'll be on number 2.
We don't know.
I mean 3, I'm sorry, 3.
This is a bigger box.
All right, so this is number 3. So you fill in the rest. You do the rest for number 3.
So we're done, Miss Fugits? And boom. See that? She said no. What? I was not kidding. I'm making juniors of the people. Yeah, that's because she has right. Wow. Oh, that's. Girl, are you crazy? Paper. Thank you. No, it's not 52. It's a. Thank you.
Students, I didn't like. I took my time to count
Okay.
by 2.
All right, so let's go ahead and fill it in the area. So, what number is here? 2. That's how many rows? What number is here?
6.
6. That's how many tiles in each row. So, what's my number sentence?
2 times 6 equals 12.
12 square tiles, and then the area equals 12 square tiles. Yes.
I did that. I did
Me too.
12 times on every.
Is that what you did for those who have completed it already?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so that's what the area is. It's the same thing like finding an array, but now we're gonna say it's area. It's basically how many square tiles are in the shape. That's all it is. All right. All right, so that's it for our math today.
Done with that.
So, how much do we have too much things left?
Go ahead and get out your phonics book so we can do our dictation.
I know that game. Yes.
Which page is it?
We not make noise, please.
Okay, students.
That was Carton.
It is
253.
and then
253.
yeah,
253.
because it was off school.
What page?
253.
I see a watch for years. Which year is that better? I'm going to teach of the school for Sunday.
Miss Virgins?
Uh-huh. Yes, Camille?
What was number 2?
Or what?
The area?
Bears. You do bears eat sand? Oh.
It was 3 rows and 5 in each row. All right, let's look at dictation on 253. What page is it in your page? Go look at it over there. On Wednesday, what does it say? 127 or 128? Oh, I don't even think it has one today. What is it? Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and finish the sentence. All right, Aunt Kay will knit me a warm scarf. Fill in what's missing. Aunt Kay will knit me a warm scarf. Aunt Kay will knit me a warm scarf. Fill in what's missing. Yeah, you put your spelling in your binder?
Okay, will knit me.
Yeah.
Miss Williams,
Yes,
what page is it?
253.
Hey, what scarf?
It's dictation. The point is for you to hear it the first time.
Wait, Miss Williams, a new scarf? I've heard
Two people.
All right, so which part of our sentence was missing? Which part was missing?
will make me, knit me a warm scarf.
Will knit me a warm scarf. That was the part that you had to fill in. Okay, next one. David caught a large fish. David caught a large fish. David caught a large fish.
Yeah, 2 Davies in here.
Okay, which part of the sentence was missing? David caught a large fish. Which part is missing, Harlem?
Caught a large fish.
Good. Caught a large fish. Awesome. I know. Okay, let's go to 255. Because this was for yesterday. Let's do today's dictation. 255.
This the one.
All right, ready? So it's a full sentence. The sharp knife scratched the blue plate. The sharp knife scratched the blue plate. The sharp knife scratched the blue plate.
What page are we on?
This is 255.
Wait,
What's the sentence?
The sharp knife scratched the blue plate. The sharp knife scratched the blue plate.
Miss Lucas, that was one of our old spelling words.
Oh, yeah?
Nuh-uh.
Yes, it was. No, scratch. And knife. And
That's
first
me.
way we learned blue. Yep.
Blue. No, I think it's blue and blue.
Okay, all right.
No.
Miss Students, I know one new
I mean, we have a lot of pages.
home in there.
All right, but not at this moment, please. Thank you. Okay, so our sentence, the sharp knife scratched the blue plate. So we have 2 adjectives inside of that sentence. Anybody knows which ones are the adjectives? Remember, an adjective describes a noun. It tells us what kind or how many. Okay, give me one of them that's in the sentence. Okay, sharp is describing the knife. And what's the other one inside of the sentence?
Oh.
Okay, Josiah?
Scratch?
Not scratch. Scratch is a verb.
No.
Anybody? The other one? The sharp knife scratched the blue plate. Blue, color of the plate. Remember, adjectives describe what it looks like. It describes a noun. It may answer the question, what kind, like what kind, what color, what, size, what shape. Or it tells us how many, the number. I mean, it didn't have any of that, but it tells us both of those, okay? Okay. All right, good. So that's your phonics. All right, let's go ahead and get your reading out, and we'll be done for the day.
Wow.
From page, yes?
My mom has her, and I don't know how to get on the tablet for the book.
Okay, you can just listen. We're on page 50. So remember, they arrived in the North Village, right? And Leaf is in charge of taking care of them so that, you know, his father doesn't see them, because remember his father said if he did, he would make them his
What
slaves.
page?
Page 50. So they go inside of a church. That's where they are. They meet Leaf's mom right inside of the church.
Wait, what chapter was it again?
We're on chapter 8, page 50. Her name was Hilda. Okay, remember they were eating a meal. And the problem they have, though, is that the ship is leaving the next day where the Imagination Station is, but they still need to find the Sunstone. So they're trying to figure out a plan. So that's what we'll pick up today on page 50 to see what they'll do. All right, let's do 50 and 51. Yeah, Josiah, go ahead. Yeah, because we have a couple of pages today to get through. So, all right, go ahead, Josiah, 50 and 51.
Patrick finished his meal and stood up. Come on, he said. We've got to leave the church. The sunstone isn't in here. Are you nuts? Beth said. I think we should wait for Leaf. We can't go out alone if Eric finds us. Patrick said, he'll lock us up. What's the difference? Aren't we locked up now? Patrick's way of thinking didn't sound right to Beth, but she said, and what about Mr. Wicktaker's friend? Patrick said, he's going to be locked in a tower if we don't find the sunstone. Remember the note to save Albert? Viking Sunstone before the new moon, or he will be locked inside Lord Throne's tower. Beth shook her head. I want to help, but it's too dangerous. I'm staying here. She crossed her arms. Okay, Patrick said. See you when I get back. The door closed behind him with a thud. Patrick stepped into the sunlight. He blinked. There were 24 or so Viking men.
Okay. All right. So after they finished eating their meal, Patrick was like, we need to leave, right? But the problem is he wants to leave, but without Leaf. And would that be a smart idea? No, probably not, right? And so, but they were thinking about, though, they need to find that sunstone to help Mr. Whitaker's friend. Okay. So it was kind of dangerous, though, because they knew without Leaf, they would be in some trouble if they got caught. Okay. So 52, 53. Okay. Camille, 52 and 53.
4 of them carried a long wood beam. It was wrapped with ropes. Patrick guessed it might be the ship's mast. It would hold up the sail. The rest of the men carried small wooden chests or barrels on their shoulders. Bundles were tucked under their arms. Oars were strapped to their backs. Patrick watched the crowd. Eric the Red was not among them. Excuse me, Patrick said to one of them. Men, where's Lee? He's at shore, the man said. He's getting the ship ready. Isn't that what a good captain does? And Eric the Red, Patrick asked. He's gone home, said the man. He says he hurt his shoulder, but if you ask me, he's afraid to sail. He's too old. Patrick looked at all the stuff going to the ship. What if the sunstone were in one of the chests? Since Eric wasn't around, Patrick felt brave. He would go to the ship. He had to take the risk. The men tossed a bundle to Patrick. Here, said the man, carry this for me. The bundle was a bedroll made of reindeer skin. Patrick walked on the northern, the half-mile to shore. The Viking ship was very close to land now. A long plank of wood stretched from the ship's side to the shore. The plank had ropes tied to it so it wouldn't move. Leaf shouted orders for the sailors to load the ship. Patrick stayed at the end of the.
Okay, so they head out. Okay, they head out. They see a bunch of people working. They find out that Leaf is at the shore and his father went home, right? And so then all of a sudden, Patrick's carrying a bundle. Okay, and so now it was time for the sailors to load the ship. All right, 54. And 56. Okay, go on, Evan.
No, he didn't want Leaf to see him. He scanned the ship for every sailor had been like. The old Viking wasn't there. The man who carried the mast walked up the plank first. Then other men took chest bundles and bellows aboard. The cargo was neatly stowed in rows. The oars were laid next to the side of the ship. Patrick followed glad. He had a bundle to carry as long as he was helping the man. Seemed to assist him. Soon most of the gathered to set up the mast. A group was using ropes to raise the sail. Others were placing braces around the beam. No one was near Patrick. Now was his chance. He looked over more of the bundles. There was a bedroll. Some had extra clothes inside. No stone. Patrick opened a few of the chests. Some were full of grain. Others had dried fish. He opened the largest one. It was full of animal fur. Sheets, wool, polar bear skins, rope with hides. Nothing that looked like a sandstone was inside. He began to wonder. All this time I've been on the ship, he thought, but there is no sign of the imagination station.
Okay.
Where's that red button? Is the machine broken? Does Red have to be with me? Then a sudden noise broke into his thoughts. Stop, thief! A sailor shouted.
Okay, so Patrick was able to get on the ship carrying the bundles, and whenever everybody was busy, he said, "Now will be the perfect time for me to kind of find that sunstone." So he's looking through all of the stuff. He's finding all kinds of stuff, grain, fish, all of that, right? And then all of a sudden, someone says, "Stop, thief!" And who are they talking about? Patrick. So let's go into chapter 9, 57. Okay, Carly, 57, 58. Come on.
Patrick looked up from the chest of first. Everyone's staring at Patrick. Captain said, "The sailor, a boy is stealing first." The sailor came up to him. He grabbed the edge of Patrick's silver cape. "Look," he said, "he stole this first cape." "It's not what you think," Patrick said. "This is mine." The men gathered around. Some of them pulled out knives. "Wait," said a voice. Leaf pushed through the crowd. The sailor took a step back from Patrick at Leaf. "I'm sorry," Patrick said. "I just wanted to see what was inside. I didn't take anything. I promise." Leaf said to his sailors, "I'll deal with the boy. The day's work is done. You may all go. But be here before dawn tomorrow. A chair went up among the men. They ran down the plank to shore. Where is the girl? Leaf asked. Patrick, is she safe? I left her at the church, Patrick said. Where you should be, Leaf said. Don't you understand what will happen now?
Okay, so when they say thief, they were talking about Patrick, but was he really stealing? No, they just kind of assume he was because he's digging through everything, and then they see his cape and they really thought he was stealing, right? But of course, who comes to save the day for him? Leaf, which was a good thing, right? And so Leaf sends everyone home. And so he's like, where is the girl? And so Patrick's like, well, I left her at the church, where who was supposed to be at the church too? Patrick, right? Okay, 59 and 60. Okay, go ahead, Solomon, 59 and 60. We're at the top of 59.
Understand what will happen now. No, Patrick said, the people are going to the last feast before we sail. Leaf said, great, Patrick said, I love parties. This party is not for you. They worship the Norse God like Noah. They offer sacrifices. Patrick gasped. I don't worship, he asked. Left frowned at him. That is why I wanted you and the girl to stay inside the church. It's the only place you'll be safe. Patrick took a deep breath. What if Beth had left the church? What if
You're taking away?
Eric caught her and took her to the ceremony? We have to go back to Beth, he said. Hurry. Patrick raced from the boat and back to
Keep going.
the village. Beth found close behind. They reached the church. Patrick threw open the door. Beth, he shouted, but there was no answer.
All right. So they finally go back to the church, but when they get there, who is not there? Beth. And so now it's like, oh no, what are we gonna do? So that's why we'll stop today. Next week we'll pick up. Yeah, I know. We'll pick up next week to see what happens. That'll be interesting. All right. So that's it for us today, guys. That's all we had to cover today was math, phonics, and reading. You don't have any language tests this week, writing, science, and social studies. Being that we had our day off, we're just gonna push those to next week, okay? Since we have a kind of different week this week. All right, so that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for Bible and for your phonics test, okay? Y'all have a good day. Make sure you complete your pages. Bye-bye.